Alrighty. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Newbie's Life episode 14. Full disclosure, I'm not recording this on, and I'm not going to be recording this and uploading it on the same day. Not because I'm going to edit it, but because I'm probably going to record a couple of videos in a block. That way, just in case if work ends up being a little too hectic, I can still upload something. Now, that being said, you should notice first off that I actually got the outfit from this dungeon event, which is actually really snazzy. You're a wizard, Hodir. But other than that, not much has changed. Also, I think it's kind of funny the fact that they're giving out last year's set for this year's event. It is what it is. Anyway, enough stalling. Let's get started. You already know what it is. We are here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is level. Alright, come here, filler. We've got places to be, friend. Yeah, I did give it to filler. Awesome. Okay, so. First things first, we are going to go, smack down some of these, flyboys over here. What are they? Neparubas. But what is a Neparuba? Is it a dragonfly? That's a moth bee. Okay. What are we looking for? Anything? Ah. They're irons. They're just fancy irons that can fly. Recolored irons that can fly. Alright, get back here. Yep, they even make the same noise. That's what they are. See, I'm really not used to the a lot of the flying enemies in the universe yet, because I'm not gonna lie, this game added so many. And I've never actually bothered to do the quests, because I level in a much different way. Now that I have my RM, I level in a much different way. Emperor. Not Emperor. Emperor. Could they not spell Emperor or something? Alright, okay, good. I forgot how much of a pain it is to be melee in aerial combat. Jesus. 15. Game, really, you, 15. Roll bread. Okay. Okay. Nope. Go back. There we go. So this is gonna take probably like 10 minutes. And that's fine. Because where we're probably going after this is to the totems. That way we can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, and those 2 birds are, we can get the quest items and get some leveling done at the same time. Stone card and Suna boots. Ah, come on! Why couldn't those have been mail? We could have used those. Marble boots and Redinair bow. Red Diener? I don't know. Also, more female boots. Game, don't do this to me. I thought we had an agreement with the last couple of characters I've made. That you weren't gonna sit here and do this. Alright, fish soup. Fair enough. How many more? 6? Alright. You know what? I'm so tempted to get guillotine just so I can... That's 35. Never mind. But yeah, I'm half tempted to just drop a point into guillotine, so at least I have a way to like nab stuff at a distance. Is it a waste of skill points? Absolutely. Do I care? Not really. Cause this is kind of annoying. All right. Neparuba. 4 more. So, what do I want what would be a good first topic to talk about? So a little bit of like behind the scenes with me, I guess, to kind of start off with. So this whole thing about a new job, so I ended up getting fired from my last one about a month ago, and I had no idea it was coming. I was just sitting at a Taco Bell. I look at my phone and say, from the HR manager at the place I used to work, and they're like, okay, we need to have a chat. So I call them back thinking, okay, what's up? And I basically get told in the nicest of ways that, hey, don't bother coming in tomorrow, which was out of left field, let me tell you what. Not the worst thing in the world, because I'm pretty good with my money, so it wasn't like an end-all be-all of doomsday scenarios, but it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, oh, neat. So what had happened was I had put in for this job, and they told me to come in for an interview the same week that I got fired, but unfortunately, the interview was scheduled for 2 days ago, so I had a lot of downtime. That's actually why I started getting back into this, because I had the downtime. But yeah, the interview went well, and they tried calling me earlier today to say, you can start, and I couldn't get them back on the line, and I tried calling them back, left the voicemail. If that doesn't work, I'll contact them again in the morning to be like, hey, when do you need me? Over the weekend? Monday? So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm going to record a couple of videos now, so I'm at least going to keep up with a upload schedule in case I get absolutely bodied by all this. That's what's new with me. If somebody wants to talk about it, because I'm starting to, I will tell you this. As of the last video and like this new Skyrim video, I love interacting with people who like, I love like having this back and forth with people who watch the videos. Like, even the FP skill correction, like that was such an enlightening conversation, because I genuinely forgot that Heart of Fury was a thing. And I have Maven. He's a level 78 knight. I don't know why I would use a sword and shield, but hey, I mean, I've it's not something that's in the forefront of my mind. And, I love like conversing with people, because especially people that like share the same love of this game that I have. Granted, I'm not gonna lie, with my highest level being 91, that might be a little bit of a somebody might disagree, but it's kind of like I don't know. I've got game interests spread far and wide. Like, I'm starting the Skyrim video series here soon, where I'm just gonna both play Skyrim and learn how to edit videos. This is gonna remain unedited, because I feel like it gives more of that, like, natural vibe. So, I just hope, those who do watch this series don't mind, because I prefer it this way. Kind of feels like more of a stream without the stream. And I like that. Oh god, we gotta kill the Lord Totem. I forgot that was the thing. Sorry, I just left that on the screen. I took my hands off the wheel for that whole thing. But yeah. I've also been getting back into Burnout 3 because when I talked about it during the last episode I recorded of this, I'm just like, I want to play this again. So I did. And I've already almost unlocked all the cars, save for the let's see, I unlocked all the compacts, all of the coupes, all of the muscle. Yeah, so the only ones I have left are the sports and the super series. And because I already have the burnout points and takedowns done, the only thing I've got to do is win the races, and I'll unlock the rest of the cars. I swear though, every time I go back to play that game, oh, it takes me back to one of my favorite times. Awesome. Good job, filler. Because that was one of those games where I actually sat at the top of the rankings way back when. Because it wasn't based necessarily on 100% like your win rate. It was based, long and story short, the more you raced, the higher up the board you went, because, you know, if you put more time in, if you have more wins than losses, I mean, yeah, technically speaking, like, if you have enough wins to top the charts, yeah, you are gonna top them back then. But bringing that up, something that kind of makes me sad is that, Burnout is effectively a dead franchise now because, yeah, EA ain't gonna do anything with it. And the spiritual successors I've seen, like, I'm happy that they exist, and that, you know, what they started isn't just gonna get left by the wayside, but I will say that I don't know. To me, it's one of those, there will never be another series like Burnout. It's an arcade racer that cheats egregiously like all of them do, but is so basic in what it does that it's just fun. There are no gimmicks aside from, you know, the takedown thing in particular, and in later variations or later installments, you'd have like Aftertouch and Crash Breaker, stuff like that. But and I'm speaking of 3 and Revenge respectively. I forget what Paradise brought to the table, but aside from the open world format, because I'm not gonna lie, I want when you buy the game now, like, no matter where you get it, it comes with the DLC with it, which has an unfortunate caveat of it just basically pretty much unlocks everything. So it kind of takes the fun out of, you know, doing that all yourself. At least that's the way I feel about it. Because you can drive pretty much any car in the game, to include, I forget the name of it, but it's like that busted black Camaro. I think what was it under? Stunt, speed? Oh, that was what Paradise brought to the table, the different boost types. But yeah, I'm somebody that I like the progression in racing games, rather than just, hey, here's the cars, go race. Because one of my favorite game series of all time is Gran Turismo. I have all the way up to 6. And I think my favorites in the series are 1 and 4. Wait. Was that a male helmet? 43. Oh, come on. I mean, you're going on the favorites list, but that's not helpful. But yeah, I think 1, I like Gran Turismo 1 just because it's simple. The licenses aren't that tough. I will say, it's one of the only Gran Turismos where I finally managed to complete a challenge I set myself to. And that is getting gold medal on all the licenses and all the races. 2, I've managed to get to, I think, International A. But there's some time trials where, well, they're time trials, yeah, pretty much. But there's some license tests, in those games that require, like, perfect driving, and it's rough. To those that have played the game and may know what I'm talking about, the only thing I can say is, the Z28 and blind corners. God! I think in 1 and 2, they were just as bad as each other. I think I also started it in 3 as well, and I think I got all the way to the, super license? I don't know for sure. Actually, talking about, Gran Turismo, I want to talk back to a promise I made during my streaming days. There's probably none that watch me that would know this, but, I made a promise that I never kept, and it still bothers me, but the promise was I was going to, oh no. Oh no. Is the game gonna kick me off? Oh, is the game gonna kick me off? No. 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 That is so stupid! Oh, that is a thing that's been happening lately, and it is so obnoxious. Okay, disconnect me so I can get back into the game, please. Awesome. Well, welcome to one of the problems with playing multiple clients in this game. Problem is, that hasn't always been a thing. I don't know, like, what's happened with it lately, but ever since the FWC ended and everyone's come back to the server, this has been an issue that I've been experiencing and has been driving me nuts. Because, Filler didn't disconnect. He was just fine. But, it is what it is. Let's see. Anyway, before that happened, so I made a promise that once I unlocked one of the ability to do endurance races, I was actually going to stream, one of those events. And, I did finally accomplish that goal. I just never bothered to, sit through it. Also, I'm not even gonna lie, that's why one of the reasons why I'm happy I have this title on him, because, yeah, I was not expecting that. And the only reason why I didn't tab over to Filler, because I had no idea if it was my internet having the problem or the game. So, yeah. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. I would still like to fulfill that promise, I guess, but it's gonna be one of those cases where it's like, I'm all for it, But I don't think I would need just a lot of time off, I guess, would be the way I would say it. A lot of time off. Because, I learned recently when I was hanging out with a buddy and, at his place, I'm getting too old to do that, like, to do stuff like that anymore, and, yeah, like, I was up, when I visited him, I was awake for, 36, 40 hours, something like that, and, it took me a whole week to recover from that. I was just perpetually exhausted, so it sounds good in theory, but it's definitely one of those things where it's just like, maybe not. Also, I now no longer know, have the time. Okay, yeah, so about 40 minutes is what we got. Anyway, back on track. I would like to do that. That is definitely one of those things to where I'm not gonna promise it like I did before, but it's like, hey, if this, channel ever took off enough to where I could potentially, you know, do it more than just on a whim, sure. I'd set up the stream and do it, because it would be a rapid descent into madness for me, because it's 24 hours of straight racing. Yeah, you can get the AI to take over, but even at 3 times speed, that's still 8 hours you gotta leave your system running. And I think it would be funny, but, that laser focus for 24 hours is, oh god. Just something to potentially look forward to. There's a couple of other things. I don't think I'm gonna make a series out of or whatever, but, it's something I might do on my own time. I've thought about picking up, 2XKO and playing a bit of that. Because I used to play, fighting games back in the day. Even now, I play solo, but, like, sometimes I'll boot up Smash if I'm wanting to, like, brush up on some stuff, or just, like, do something mind-numbing. I played a bit of Blaze Blue, for a while. I was actually gonna get into, competing in Tekken 7, but by the time I picked it up, Tekken 8 was, Tekken 8 rolled out, and I was like, ah. Where's that juice? No, seriously, where is it? Hello? You know what? Let's start using some of these bull hamsters. Because, I mean, like, when am I ever going to use them otherwise? But, yeah. That's another thing I thought about picking up. I did for an update, because I kept talking about it all throughout the last episode. I did pick up Crusader Things. Crusader Kings 3. I did pick that up, so I could now do a video on it. I guarantee you it's going to be absolutely awful, because I'm terrible at those kinds of games, but I have it. because it happened to be on sale until yesterday. Why? Oh, game. Come on, you keep giving acrobat stuff in female gear. Ooh, no. Get rid of that. Ocean cards, 2% will never be useful, sadly. Because you can convert them into 3%, which drop from trash mobs, so why would you? Anyway, not the point. But yeah, I did get Crusader Kings 3, and I do want to, like, do a trial run to see, like, how it plays. But I think it could be a fun idea to potentially record, like, have a game that I either record videos on or, you know, stream if it ever becomes a viable thing to do. Of something I've never played before. I have no knowledge of it. I think it would be fun because I usually don't do that for a lot of things. I don't like stepping outside of my comfort zone. But I feel like in this case, it has the potential for some, one, hilarity, and two, it could be just, I don't know. If I enjoy it, it's something I could potentially record some videos on, because I know my brain and how I would want to play. It's how I would play most games. How aggro can I be without digging myself a hole? Because that, I mean, that's just, that's just me. Stubborn to a fault, and, absolutely, I want to hit something with the force of 1,000 suns. Awesome. What does 35 get me? Just give me that. Man. It would be nice to get some of this, but I'm gonna need all 80 of those points for this. But the good news is, now I can equip these gauntlets. Ah. At least it's something. Oh wait, a better shield. Aha. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that's 2 new pieces of gear. I will say, something that would be super nice to get my hands on, or I'm just gonna go buy it from a player shop and hope they got one cheap enough. Either a heavy shield or a Avalon shield at 45, because, yeah, those extra stat points are going to be real helpful in a series like this. Oh god, are they going to be helpful? Let's see, 35. You know, actually, if I head back to town, or sorry, I still don't know how I'm going to address that. Oh, it was something I struggled with streaming too. So if we head back to town around 80%, that means we can actually get 2 levels out of today, which would be fantastic. It's certainly doable considering we've got 3% right now. Also, I know that I've got like 50 amps sitting in a box, but I don't want to use them yet. I would rather wait until, like, this series ends, or, like, I'm right there at the, like, finish line of getting 260, because I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but I think the worst part about the grind 260 are like the last 5 levels or so, because it's that thing to where it's like if you've got the 45 gear for most classes, it's not bad, but if you don't, it's just, it can be such a slog. Actually, when I created Maven, my knight, I actually made him an AoE just so I could get through the final parts of this pretty much as quickly as possible. How many Callan? You know what? I don't know how many Callans I'm gonna need. Or Kalins? I don't know how to say that. Is it going to be game? Okay, game. Okay. Just real quick. Do you are we serious with this right now? Like, do we need to? Anyway, it's just taunting me at this point. Oh nope. No, you can't do that. You can't. You can't make this up. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but like, I swear, if we find a +1 to complete the to complete the set, I'm gonna lose my mind. That was amazing. Oh man. That's why I'm so happy I started recording this series. Like, you can't, like, that's just perfect. That's too good. I love it. Oh man. What was I even saying? I don't remember. I got nothing. Oh man. Oh. Oh right, the grinding out of the last 5 levels. Yeah, I turned Maven into an AoE because they gave special hit AoE properties in universe. It's super useful because at the lower levels, AoEing is actually a pretty good way to level. Unfortunately, as you go to higher levels, melee and AoE are not a good combination. It was one of the things I was talking to the commenter on from the last one. No, wait, seriously? Wait, haste and beef. Haste and beef both get maxed. That's incredible. No, that's incredible. That's it. That's what we needed. What do I want to go for next? I think accuracy will be fine. Cannonball. Honestly. What would be next? Is it Also, for some reason, I thought you needed 80 points to max a skill. So that's why I was surprised. So, to be entirely honest, I'm not the sharpest knife in the crayon box, so it's fine. But being able to max both at 25 is the best thing that could have happened, because that is going to make a lot of this this whole thing so much faster. That is fantastic. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so what's the next? See, the thing is, I kind of want to go for keep, but I would rather have cannonball, because cannonball directly translates into accuracy, which is going to be way more useful. But it translates into I just said accuracy. No, there's literally a buff called accuracy. So yes, but accuracy would be better if that's what you're looking for. Dexterity translates into attack speed and critical. That's more of what I wanted it for. Because the whole goal is going to make Hodir that much stronger. I will say, though, is it going to be worth it to cut his EXP down like this? Yes. Because the better buffs Filler gets, the easier time we're just going to have it overall. Oh, that already feels so much better. And when Hodir gets to 40, we'll have access to Sword Mastery, which is going to make him even stronger. Oh, it's all coming together. I'm so glad that I made this choice to actually break out a healer for this. Ah, it's lovely. So, are we gonna at least get the quest items we need before we leave? Because, I mean, realistically, I think it's 22. Wait. Did Filler's timer? Oh yeah, because he didn't die. That's right! Filler didn't die! Oh crap. So his buff timers are still accurate. Nice. Really wish this dungeon event actually had a, drop pet, because I really wish I could get one for him. You know, I would say this. I don't like that's technically a workaround, but I just thought about it. If I technically bought something from the cat, like a pickup pet from the cash shop, that's still not technically voiding the rules, because that is absolutely with something a new player could do. Not recommended in the slightest, but it's certainly a possibility. Yeah. Let's see. And the thing is, you don't need one, but it would make... It's another one of those things that would just be a quality of life improvement for Hodir. Because I got the one from the FWC betting event. They gave me 1,800 coins, and I'm like, okay, great, that is wonderful. So I got 5 element change scrolls for my ranger, because, yeah, means I ain't got to spend the money on them. I also got 3 scrolls of weapon bonus, which I managed to go from having +7 ice on her historic bow to flame arrow +23%, which is incredible. Like, it's going to be so nice. But that being said, ooh, oh, a Merwand, nothing any good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I got the I don't remember its name, and I literally have it on. I could literally go to her and check it out real quick. But it's the buff pang with the cake on its head. Or not the buff pang, just the pang with a cake on its head. I got that pet. I didn't need it because she already has the baby polar bear, but I wanted it because it's adorable. And yes, of course I wanted it. Like, I'm not even ashamed to admit this. I love cute things. Like, I might... If somebody wants to see it, I could just take a picture of the collection of stuffed animals I have sitting on... I'm turning around to look at it, forgetting I'm not on a camera, but anyway... I have a collection of stuffed animals sitting right behind me on a dresser. Like, I collect them. Just because I like having something cute to look at in the corner of the room. Like, and there's sometimes when I feel like it, I'll just grab one of them and, you know, use it as a cuddle buddy. Because I don't know. I've got, I got a chicken, stuffed chicken from, Walmart for Easter. And the design of it looks just like something out of Harvest Moon. And I was so happy to get it because, that's one of my favorite games of all time. And to those who know, I just want to go ahead and say this. I swear to God, if that would have been another Friend suit, I would have lost my mind, because that is a +1. But I say that to, because, I don't mean what Harvest Moon has become, because that's a whole can of worms. Because Harvest Moon is not Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon became Story of Seasons. The team behind it went on to, you know, make Story of Seasons. Well, Natsume kept the name. But yeah. One of my favorite games of all time. That's not... actually, no. It is one of my favorites of all time. Is, Harvest Moon Back to Nature. That is a game that is very important to me. Just to kind of a little bit of the Noru lore here. It is... Ooh. Okay, that is better than what we have, so you're getting favorited. So, it was a game that a buddy of mine had, my best friend for many years. Sadly, me and him don't really talk anymore, but... That's neither here nor there. Let's do this again. $16.3. He had it in his collection, and I'd never played it before. And one night, one day, either when I was visiting or he was spending the night at my place when we were kids, I played it, and I immediately fell in love with it. It was something that was so different from what I was playing at the time, which was, like, the original Gran Turismo, Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Cross, I can't think of it. Oh wait, also had an N64. Yeah, so it was like Pokemon Puzzle League, Super Smash Brothers, Pokemon Stadium, uh, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart, because, you know, I had all those. It was so different, but I instantly fell in love with it. Like, it was... just to kind of dig a little deeper in the lore, by the time I was born, sadly, my grandfather, who I grew up, you know, me and my father, you know, we stayed right behind, not the Friend Day Gauntlets. Game! For the love of God! Sorry for the outburst. I'm so sick of seeing them. Hang on. One thing at a time. Don't overload the brain. Okay. So this is when by the time I was born, my grandfather had actually began or completely had are you serious? Had wound down his farm operations. There was there was a barn where I spent a lot of my a lot of days as a kid. And that used to house animals. He never had them. By the time I was born, he pretty much had only his garden left, which I did actually help him. I helped him tend to a bit over the years, but yeah. So anyway, the reason why I love the series is because, you know, it makes me think of, well, home. Because I loved my grandparents. I still do. They're very much a very important part of my life. They've long since passed away now, but it's whenever I play games like that, or Stardew Valley, or the most recent title of Story of Seasons, which is a remake of Grand Bazaar, that I did pick up and play for a while. It makes me think of those times as a kid, and that's why it is one of my favorites. So when to get round this all back up, the reason why I love that stuff, that little cheap stuffed chicken. At least it's not the Friend Day suit, I guess. Oh my god. So anyway, yeah. It's just when I got the stuffed chicken and it made me, and I got to and I saw it, I knew I had to get it because it's almost a dead ringer for that derpy ass chicken. Oop. I didn't mean to curse there, but I mean, I don't know what else to call it. Honestly, it looks like we might be ending this episode early. Yeah. It's looking that way. The only reason why I say that's the inventory's almost full, and yeah. By the time I go back to town and sell it and sell this stuff, I won't have any more room left. I won't have like much time left because I think it's like 10 minutes now. But yes, if somebody back to what this whole big segue or I guess roundabout thing. If anybody wants to, you know, if anyone wants to see the stuffed animal collection, I could just put it in a community post because that apparently exists. I'm using that as a way to kind of like try to keep people like up to date because something that's strange and I find really cool is that there's been a lot of like, I wouldn't say a lot, not compared to like you know, bigger YouTube channels and whatnot, but it's a lot for me. Like there's been a lot of recent subs lately, and I'm kind of blown away by that because it's like I'm very nervous thinking about it because I don't care that much, but the idea of it's like, oh, you know, 19 people now are willing to, you know, come back and you know, watch me do this thing, and it's like, oh, I'm like, oh, that I've got to make sure that you know, I meet their expectations. And that's how I feel about it. So it makes me feel nervous. So what I'm going to do is I do want to be, I guess, one of the goals I have is I want to try to do what I can to for the Hold on. It's not the same suit, but hear me out. Hold on. Let me get these in order, okay? Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Male acrobat suit, Frinde. Netro +1. Frinde +2. Frinde plus. Ow! 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 Oh my gosh, that is crazy. This is gonna be, for me, how I feel about this. This is gonna be my favorite episode ever of this series because you can't. This alone is fantastic. I love it. Anyway, my apologies, but I want to try to do more with the community tab to like keep people appraised of what's going on, and I want to be one of those. I don't want to, like, if it's within my power, I want to try to engage with people as much as I can because it's important to me. Like, I understand that I can say some off the wall stuff. I understand that, you know, it might be a bit on the weird side sometimes, or I may not make any sense as my brain gets overloaded trying to trying to comprehend things. Anyway, we're heading back to town. Come here, buddy. Come on, filler. I mean, you got places to be. But yes. I want to at least try to, for the people that do take the time to comment, you know, leave likes or whatever, I want to hopefully make it known, it may be a bit more than You know what? Nope, 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 nope. Before I do this, I know what I'm going to do because it's just that funny to me. Cool. I took a screenshot of that because that's just hilarious. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 1.3 mil. That is perfectly fine. You know what? Couldn't have ended at a better chance. Give me 198 of those. Awesome. Filler. I don't even know what I'm going to do with you. I think Cannonball is going to be what we go for next. Also, am I actually going to bother, giving him too much? You know what? I'll leave it up to I'll leave it up to, more of someone else to decide, because, how I feel about it is kind of, eh. Because I just want to show you what I mean real quick before I leave. I sign off for the night. I've got these. And this. What I'm wanting to do is give it to him. I'm not using these. Like, Hodier's getting none of this. He's not. But I'm thinking about giving Filler these, like, all this, intelligence buffing stuff. That way I can make his buffs a little stronger. The only reason why I'm willing to accept that is because of the fact of I'm not going to do any of the quests. He's just there to gain EXP and buff up Hodier. Like, I guess I'll leave it to the jurisdiction of others. Is that too far? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for me, and I want to talk about my point a little bit more before I leave for the night. Because it is currently like 2 in the morning. I do want to try to at least respond to as many comments, leave likes and hearts, and let the people that do take the time to do such things. I want to let y'all know that I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know how many people watched it all the way through, but the last episode of this got over 300 views, and for a channel as small as this, I'm blown away by that. I mean, am I expecting him to actually sit down and watch all of it? No. Am I happy? The baby pang. That's what I was talking about earlier. Anyway, not important. That alone means a lot to me. It's because I do this because I like the idea that if I do this, I can brighten up someone's day who may need it. Because I watch so many content creators, and that's why I do. It brightens my day. It makes me feel. It lets me. It entertains me, and it's like it puts a smile on my face when I could be having a really rough time of it, and that's what I want to do. I mean, I used to, when I streamed in the past, I got so concerned about success that the only thing it did was destroyed me in the end. And I lost sight of why did this whole thing in the first place. If anybody wants to see that old channel, I've pretty much gutted it, but to prove I'm not lying, it's literally Chocobro Noru on Twitch. That channel still exists because once you become an affiliate, it's almost an act of God to get them to get rid of it. It's season of traffic. I haven't streamed on it in half a decade or more, but it exists. That is something that happened, and it took a lot of time before I felt comfortable enough to come back and give this another try. So I just want to say that I just appreciate anybody that would give me the time of day, because there there's a lot of other places people can put their attention, place their eyeballs, you know, and if it's been on me, I think it's more than I deserve sometimes, but I want to get out of that mindset and try to repay that favor in the best way that I can. I don't know, like, I'm not expecting anything to come of this. I'm not expecting, to be an overnight success. I don't care about that, but it's one of those things to where it's just like, if people are willing to give me their time, then I want to repay the favor because it means far more to me than I could say in every single one of these sappy outros I do. But yeah, I'll stop because I could talk in circles all night. Um, just thank you, like genuinely, bottom of my heart, thank you. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll uh, I don't know. This video is probably gonna be like posted on Monday, and if I record another episode and put it out, it'll probably be something similar. For scheduled for the following week. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for your time, your patience, your energy. I hope that you know the people watching this, if they know the game, get as much of a laugh out of this episode as I did because that's amazing. I love it so much. It made my night. But yeah, I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Remember to smile if you can, and if not, see if you can make somebody else's day. Lord knows we all need it right now. Take care of yourselves. Once again, sorry. I'm out.